Okay, students, let's look at a few more problems. Okay, as part of continued revision. This time I'm going to go towards percentage. Okay, let me just yeah. So percentage related problems. See, there's a difference between telling 30% of a number is something and let's say 30% of a number. The question is 30% of a number is 12. A very common mistake which that grade 7 and even grade 8 students have done is in the previous UT and midterm, they have taken 30% of 12. The question is 30% of a number. I don't know that number. 30% of that number is 12, so find it. And also find 25% of that number. Okay, so you're not finding 30% of 12, remember. So you have to read the English statement carefully. 30% of a number is 12. So I don't know the number. Let me call it as x. You can do it in different methods. One method is let number be x. Let the number be x. You can denote it by any letter like this x or y or whatever. So it's an unknown. It's a variable. So according to the question, what is it? 30% of x is equal to 12. 30% of x is equal to 12. And the percentage means 30 upon 100 of translates to into x is equal to 12 or a or whatever you want you can write. So let us find that number. 0 and 0 will cancel. 3 into x, 3x upon 10 is equal to 12. You can take therefore x is what? 12 into the 10 goes up. It's the denominator on the left hand side. When it comes to RHS, it goes up. 3 comes down. Now, 3 ones are, 3 fours are. It is 40. X is 40. Fine. X is 40. So what next? X is 40. So we are going to find 20% of, so 25% of 40. 25% means 1/4 or 25 by 100 into 40, which is 25 ones are, 25 fours are, 4 ones are, 4 tens are. The answer is 10. Okay. So you found 25% of that number. You found the number is 40. The other method of doing is you will not be using algebra. It's just arithmetic, I could say. 30% of something is 12. You divide by 3. See, both of them are multiples of 3. So you divide by 3, you'll get 10%. 12 when you divide by 3, you'll get what? 4. Sorry. 30% of you're going to divide by 3, you get 10%. Yeah. So 12% you divide by 3, you're going to get 4. So both sides the same operation. You divided percentage and you divided the number also. 10% of something is 4. So 10% means 10% of something is 4, right? So the 100% will be 40. 10% will be 4. So the number is, if you want the 100% or you want the number, you will now multiply by 10. 4 into 10. So the number is 100% means you're getting the number itself. The number is 40. This is another method of doing it. So you'll find 10% and from there you find 100% or the number itself, which is 40. So now 25%, see, you should know these things. 50% of something means you're dividing it by half. If I have a number A, so 100% corresponds to A. Now 50% of A is 50% of A means A divided by 2. 25% of A means A divided by 4. Yeah. 75% of A means 3 into A divided by 4. And 10% of A will be A divided by 10. Okay. So like this. Okay. So you should know percentage based questions. See, if you have done the sum in any other method, like if you had 30% of a number is 12. Suppose you take 30% of 12, you would have got an incorrect answer. 30% of 12. That will be 30 by 100 into 12. So what will that be? It will be 0 and 0 will cancel. Then it will be 36 upon 10. The 10%, 36 upon 30 by 100 into 12. 30% means the 12 threes are 36 upon 10. That is 4 into 9 by 2 into 5. Yes, 30. That will be what? 2 ones are 2 twos are 18 by 5 or 3.6. Okay. So 30% of 12 will be 3.6. So 10% will be 1.2. So remember, we would have got a different answer altogether then. So 30% of a number is 12 is different from 30% of 12. Just an example. It's not that you have to do this, but what I asked earlier was 30% of a number is 12. Find the number. So be very careful here. So if I ask you 30% of 12, it is this. That is 30 by 100 into 12. And if I ask you 30% of a number is 12, then you have to take that number as x or whatever. So 30% of x is equal to 12. So in other words, 30 by 100 into x will be 12 for the second case. So you should know both of it. Okay. So let's move on to the next type of problem. That is, you know pie chart. So you can get a problem on pie chart. So whenever you are given a problem on pie chart, you need to remember two things. 100% or 1 corresponds to 360 degrees. So whenever the angle is given, let us say the pie is divided into, the chart is divided into several sectors, isn't it? So it will be divided into several sectors, several angles. Whatever is the angle, it will be 60 or 30 or whatever. So suppose, let's say you're given 100 degrees or whatever. So if you want to find the value represented by this sector, I put a tick mark here. So 100 divided by 360 into the total value, total that it represents. So pie chart sums we have done a lot. I'm not going to go into it, but just remember whatever it is, when you want to find the value represented by that sector, these are all sectors of the pie, isn't it? The lines I've drawn and divided that full circle into sectors. So the value of the sector is given by the angle of the sector upon 360 into the total value. So you'll be able to, you will be expecting a 2-mark question on pie chart. So it will be a straightforward question, but you have to use this angle formula. Okay. Next is, if you get on set theory. See, set theory, you will have a choice-based question. For those of you who are interested in working out questions related to sets or based on set theory, so I can give you a set related question like this for 2 marks, I'm saying. So let A is equal to P, I, E. So A has 3 elements. The cardinal number of A is 3. So they can ask you like question like, find the cardinal number of A, write down all the possible subsets of A. I told you if a set has n elements, the number of subsets will be 2 to the power of n. There are n elements in the set. How many subsets are possible? 2 to the power of n. In this case, n is 3, so 2 to the power of 3, 2 into 2 into 2, 2 multiplied by itself 3 times, which is 8. So there are 8 subsets possible. We'll list them out. So subsets of A will be, you can take only P, only I, only E. You can take two together, P, comma I. So the order in which you write doesn't matter. You can write I, comma P, or you can write P, comma I. They both denote the same. Then I, comma E, then P, comma E, or E, comma P, however you want it. Then you have the full set itself, P, I, E, and then you have the null set. See to how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 are possible. These are the subsets. So for this, you can expect, when I give you something like this, you can expect a 2-mark question like this. Okay. Okay. Then coming to a question on mensuration, like I can ask you a question like a wall so many meters long, so many meters high, and thickness of the wall also will be given to you. You have to construct the wall using some bricks. So dimension of the brick also will be given to you. So dimension of the wall will be given to you, like a wall, a huge wall will be there, right? The wall will be so many meters long. Yeah, it is the length of the wall will be given to you, the width or the breadth or the thickness, whatever, and the height of the wall will also be given to you. Okay, so let us say capital L is this is capital L, height, the length of the wall. Capital W is the width of the wall. Capital H is the height of the wall. Okay, and then they can give you the dimension of the brick also. So one brick, the measurement will be like this. The length is small l, then the width is small w, and then the height of the brick will be small h. Now, you need to be very careful here because the wall dimension will be in meters, and the for the brick the dimension will be in centimeters. So conversion is required. You know that how to convert from meters to centimeters. So 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Okay, so if you're given in meters, you have to convert it to centimeters, and only then you can perform the calculation easily. So the question will be, how many such bricks are required? I've done a similar sum like that. It would be in your notebook. You can check. So the number of, so n into volume of one brick, you can find the volume, right, is equal to volume of the wall. So in other words, the number of bricks is n here. It will be given by volume of the wall by volume of one brick. That will be volume of the wall is L into capital B into H. L into B into H by, this is the wall dimensions on top, small l into small b into, or yeah, I've used the word W, right? Width. The breadth and width are synonymous. To say wide, you have to say width. So it will be length into width into height by length into small width into small height, because smaller dimension correspond to the volume of the brick. So please remember to convert it. Suppose they give length as 9 meters, for example. Then you have to write 9 into 100 centimeters. Then width will be something like that. You have to convert it to centimeters. So then finally you will get the number of bricks needed of that dimension to complete the wall, to construct the wall. Fine. So be very careful in these kind of problems. Then you can have problems on cylinder. See, let's say you're going to paint it. If you're talking of painting, let's say a pillar, a cylindrical pillar, for example. So I'm not going to talk about uh, the base or the top, that is, which is at the ceiling or which is at the floor, because I'm only worried about the CSA or the lateral surface area of cylinder. So when it comes to painting, I'm saying, when I say LSA, lateral surface area, also called CSA, that is curved surface area, both mean the same. Curved surface area or lateral surface area, it is given by 2 into pi into r into h. H will be the height of the column or the cylindrical pillar. Okay, and pi is of course 22 by 7, and radius r. See, if I give you the diameter, take half of it, you will get radius. So radius will be given. So diameter will be given. If radius is given, good, use it. Otherwise, if diameter is given, you should take half of it, because in the all your formulae, that is area, total surface area, volume, curved surface area, and all that, you need to you need r there. It's in terms of r. So CSA or LSA will be 2 pi RH. Substitute that values, and you will get the CSA, and it will be like you're painting it at the rate of so many rupees per meter square. For example, if you get a sum like this, you should be able to write it. And then volume of the cylinder is, see, volume of the cylinder is given by volume is pi into r square into h. Same thing. The diameter is given. You have to take half of it and get the radius and then substitute in the formula. Be very careful. Don't take the diameter itself as the radius. The other thing is total surface area. Total surface area is where you consider the lateral surface area, that is CSA, also called CSA, plus you have two circles at the top and the bottom, right? That is 2 times pi r square. Even that area you're adding there. Okay. So TSA will be 2 pi RH, that is curved surface area, plus those two circles, 2 pi r square. So 2 pi RH into 2 pi r into h plus r. So TSA will be 2 pi r into h plus r. So if you're able to use this, I mean, but if I'm talking of painting and if I'm talking of curved surface area, it's only the CSA that I'm going to consider. If I ask you a question on TSA, you have to use this formula. So be very careful whether I'm asking CSA, that is curved surface area, or LSA, or if I'm asking the total surface area or the volume. Volume is straightforward pi r square h. When it comes to painting, it is always surface area. So they don't mention, see, but if I just use the word surface area, it is the total surface area itself, 2 pi r into r plus h, or 2 pi r into h plus r, which whatever. But when I specifically mentioned LSA or CSA, then you'll have to go with the LSA, that is 2 pi RH. So be very careful here. Okay. Then area of trapezium, you should be thorough with those questions. Area of trapezium is given by what? See, for a trapezium, you'll have two parallel sides. Maybe one side is A, the other side is B. And the distance between the parallel sides will be some h. In the formula that we use, that is area is half into sum of the parallel sides, half into A plus B, into distance between the parallel sides is h. So area is half into A plus B into h. Area is half into A plus B into h, half into sum of the parallel sides into distance between the parallel sides. If you're going to able to substitute in this formula and use it there. So remember, like, you can get questions where, like, I can tell you the area is so much. One side is shorter, the other side is longer. Then find the lengths, and the distance between the sides can be given. So we have done those type of problems where I'm not asking you the area. The area is indeed given. Okay, the area will be given. I'm asking you to find the two sides. Those kind of problems can be given. For example, I'll just help you with an example. The area of a trapezium is so many centimeters, centimeter square. Area is always in centimeter square. Then the distance between the two parallel sides is so many centimeters. One side is shorter than the other side by so many centimeters. Find the length of the sides. So you have a similar sum in Selena. I would want you all to solve it. You still have doubts? Let's see. I'll try to solve it for you. But I would want you all to solve it because I've already done this type of problem. So where area is given, the length of the two sides have to be found out. The distance between the two parallel sides have also been given. So you can expect a sum based on area of trapezium. Okay. Next is, I'll just do one sum based on, this is polygons, that is, I mean to say quadrilateral chapter. Let us say I have a parallelogram HOME. So opposite sides are parallel, opposite sides are equal. Then I'm also drawing a diagonal like this. Diagonal EO is drawn. So I can ask you questions like find the missing angle. See, I can give you some values and I can ask you find the missing angles. Let us say angle M here. Let us say the angle that I marked is 100 degrees. Okay. Then I'm marking one more angle here. Angle OEM, if you can see. I'm telling you that it is, let's say, 50 degrees, for example. Okay. I am asking you to find X, Y, and Z. So very straightforward. Angle X is equal to 100. Why? Because opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So X is 100. Now, what about Y? See, you can say angle E plus angle M is equal to 180. Why? Because adjacent angles of parallelogram are supplementary, or you can say add up to 180. Add up to 180. Meaning, in other words, when they when we add them up, we get 180. Now, angle E therefore is 180 minus M. Angle M is already given, no, which is 100. So angle E will be equal to what? 80. Angle E will be 80 because adjacent. Adjacent means neighbor. Neighboring angles will add up to 180. Okay. And opposite angles are equal. So now that I know angle E is 80, what is angle E actually? Y plus 50. Y plus 50 is 80 or Y is 80 minus 50 which is 30. So Y is 30 degrees. Okay. Now what is Z now? Now they are parallel lines, right? The diagonal, there are two opposite sides and there's a diagonal. That OE is the diagonal. It is acting like a transversal. So you have Z here, then you have 50 here. So you can say Z is equal to 50 degrees. Why? Because Z and 50, the Z formation I told you, no? Interior alternate angle. See, it's like the letter Z. So angle Z is here itself. So interior alternate angles are equal. So interior alternate angles are equal. So you can find the value of X, Y, and Z. So you can expect a sum like this. Not that the same thing will come. I've been telling you numbers will be changed and the X, Y, Z, the position also will be changed. Something like this you can expect where I can give you a parallelogram or any quadrilateral and you have to use the properties of that quadrilateral or that parallelogram. In parallelogram, we know the diagonals bisect each other. Adjacent angles are supplementary. Opposite angles are equal. Okay. So up till here, I think things are clear. Then you can also have a question based on, yes, circular running track is there. Okay. I can give you the radius of the inner and the outer running tracks. You should find the area of the track, the difference between the lengths of the circumferences of the two tracks. All right. Try to solve problems on this where I'll just draw that here. You can have like this, two circular tracks. So let's say the smaller inner radius is R and the outer radius is capital R. Okay. So you can find the area of the track. The area of the track will be outer circle, that is pi R square, minus inner circle, pi small r square. This will give you the area of the track. The track is this. I'm shading this, right? This portion. So area of the track. It is nothing but outer radius, outer area minus inner area. Then you can get a question like the difference between the length of the two circumferences. So inner circumference will be 2 pi r, circumference of the inner track, and 2 pi capital R will be the circumference of the outer track. So difference in circumference will be C outer minus C inner. Outer circumference obviously more. 2 pi capital R minus 2 pi small r. While solving, you can take out 2 pi uh, as a common. You'll get R minus R. Okay. And even when you're finding the area of the track, just remember, I told you area of the track is given by area of the track is outer area minus inner area. So for that, if you take out pi common, you can get R square minus small r square. So it will be R plus R into R minus R. A square minus B square technique. Also you can use that. Okay. So that is one way. And also remember pi is 22 upon 7. You must be very careful. So when I ask you questions like this, so area of the track you should know. Pi r square minus pi small r square. So pi is 22 by 7. But if I mention 3.14, use that. So again, those things you should be familiar with. And area of a circle is pi r square. Here it's a track, isn't it? That circular band. So outer area minus inner area. Okay. Then if it's a perimeter, if you have a semicircle like this, right? Here to here it is radius. Here to here also it is radius, isn't it? So here to here radius. And here to here also radius. So radius, you get 2 radii. That is 1 diameter, right? And then what is this part? Half of circumference, isn't it? So circumference is what? It is 2 pi r. But It will be half of 2 pi r is just pi r, not 2 times, because only semicircle, right? Half of it. So if you want the perimeter of this portion, it will be pi r plus 2r. That is perimeter. Perimeter means like of the this semicircular region, the outer boundary I'm saying. And area of a circle is pi r square. Area of the semicircular region will be pi r square divided by 2. Okay. All right. So with this, we will close on the questions. And remember, revision, I've told you, I've given you uh, problems to solve. So please look into your Selena or any other in the notebook we have solved. We have solved enough problems of this, like the circular track related problems. Cylindrical pillars are there. You have to paint the pillars. Okay. Then the wall has to be constructed. The dimensions of the brick are given. How many such bricks are required? All right. So just go through those problems also, because I have given you questions based on that as well. You have to solve problems based on that. And of course, trapezium also. That is distance between two parallel sides is given. One of the parallel sides is shorter than the other. If you still have doubts, let me know. Okay. With this, I close on this.